Hi, in this video I'm going to talk about the awesome 30% federal tax credit that's available to many homeowners, as well as touching on some of the state and local incentives that are available throughout the country. Combined, these incentives can really reduce the cost of going solar and can make it much more cost-effective to dump your utility company. Let's first talk about the Clean Residential Energy Credit. That's the 30% federal tax credit. That is basically a reduction in your tax liability. You need to check with your accountant, but it is a reduction in your tax liability. For instance, when we installed solar on my home, our federal tax credit was $12,000. Since we paid more than $12,000 in taxes that year, we were able to take the full $12,000 and reduced our tax liability by that full $12,000. That was really cool. The credit covers residential solar, battery backup, and all related equipment. Incidentally, the tax credit also covers solar water heaters and geothermal heat pump systems. It covers a lot of products, and the cool thing is you can use the credit once every tax year. So if this year you wanted to put solar on your house, next year you thought you could afford the batteries better, you could use the tax credit for the batteries that year. If another year down the road you wanted to put in a geothermal heat pump, you would be able to take the 30% tax credit at that point in time for that installation as well. It's a really cool system. There are some requirements. First off, you have to own the home. You have to be on the deed. It has to be your primary residence. The panels and all of the related equipment have to be installed by a solar professional. Pretty simple requirements, but they're a hoop you have to jump through if you want to be able to utilize the 30% tax credit. Let's talk about net metering. Net metering is available in most states in the country. And if you go solar with us or you talk to us about solar, we will be able to figure out and tell you whether or not net metering is available in your area. But in my experience, it is available in most states. What net metering is, it's like your utility company creates a kilowatt bank for you. So in the summer months, like now, when your panels are producing boatloads of energy and you're producing more power than you use, the utility company banks those kilowatt hours, and then you can use them in November and December and January and February when the sun's not in the best position in the sky to generate as much power as it does in the summer, spring, and fall months. For instance, last month, we made 1,440 more kilowatt hours than we used. So those extra kilowatt hours went into our kilowatt bank. We're banking more hours this month in August. We'll bank more in September and October. We already have banked from July and June. And by the time the wintertime rolls around, we're going to have more than enough kilowatt hours banked in our net metering account at the utility company that we will only pay the connection fee for our power. And right now, our connection fee is under $16 a month. So every month, we're paying the utility company $16. Pennsylvania also has what's called SRECs. Those are state renewable energy credits. And SREC right now in Pennsylvania, one SREC is worth $40. And depending on the size of your system, you might qualify for 1, 2, 3, 4 SRECs, and you would get that monthly. That's a monthly payment. It's a benefit that right now is scheduled to last 10 years, and it will probably be extended as it has been since the credits began a number of years ago. So for us, it's an extra $40 we get a month for the amount of power that we produce. And obviously in the winter months, you produce less, so you get less of an SREC, but at the end of the year, it ends up being a nice piece of change and can also be used to help defray your utility costs. Now, other states have incentives as well. Florida, for instance, they waive the property tax increase that comes when you install solar panels. Solar panels add a lot of value to your home. So when you install solar panels, there's a very good likelihood that your property assessment will go up. Florida has a complete 100% waiver of that tax increase when you install solar panels. Texas also has a similar provision, as does New York State and Massachusetts. In Texas, some individual utility companies offer additional incentives, and it depends on what utility company you're with. And again, if you go solar with us, that is something we would be able to research for you and then apply for if you were eligible. Massachusetts also waives tax liability for the increase in property value caused by installing solar panels. And they also have a 15% state incentive up to $1,000 that they will refund you when you install solar panels on your home. They also have a program called Solar Massachusetts Renewable Target, and it is a program where they also pay incentives based on the amount of power your system produces. Massachusetts also has a solar loan program where they offer lower interest loans to its residents for solar power installations. So that's really cool. New York State has the state residential solar credit, which covers up to 25% of the installation costs, up to $5,000. That's in addition to the 30% federal tax credit you will get, as well as the no increase in your property taxes as a result of having installed solar. All of these incentives combined, and there are others available. And like I said, when you go solar with us, we will research what's available to you and make sure that you get all available incentives and rebates. But all of this makes solar so much more affordable and really the smart choice for dumping your utility bill. I look forward to talking to you in the future. Thanks.